we're just having fun with it.
Diggins, great lead feed, and Agumake lays it in.
Caitlin Clark's team just got embarrassed in front of the whole country, and she didn't even step on the court.
Along with Kelsey's mother, here's Sabrina. Another for Sabrina Ionescu.
Yeah, you heard that right. Team Clark just got washed in the WNBA All-Star Game, and the internet has not been kind.
Paige Deckers sliding in for two.
Fans are pointing fingers, the memes are flying, and the league kind of quiet. So how did Team Clark get blown out on Caitlin's night without Caitlin? Let's get into it.
Plum Euro stops and lays it in.
The matchup was supposed to be iconic. Team Caitlin versus Team Collier. Old guard versus new wave. Flash versus fundamentals. But the game? Total domination by Team Collier.
I'm just all 4-point shots, 4-point shots, 4-point shots, more. We gotta slow them down. 78 points is a lot.
From the first quarter, it was clear who came to play. Collier's squad looked tight, like they actually cared. Fast breaks, lockdown defense, buckets on buckets. Meanwhile, Team Clark couldn't buy a basket.
Diggins break the record. Paige, by the way, with 8 assists. Collier, you bet! There's the record, 12th assist.
Couldn't stop anyone. Couldn't find a rhythm. Brutal. On national TV. At a game headlined by Caitlin Clark's own name. Okay, so here's the part that really had fans confused and, honestly, kind of heated. The game was literally called Team Caitlin versus Team Collier. Her name was everywhere. On the promo graphics, the merch, the broadcasts. But when tip-off came, no Caitlin Clark on the floor, no warm-up shots, no jersey on. Just Caitlin sitting on the bench in a black hoodie watching her team spiral.
Collier, Kiki with 9 points off the bench. Collier connects.
So what happened? Turns out, Clark was dealing with a groin injury she picked up just days before in a regular season game. The Fever had been vague about it at first, just saying she'd be evaluated, but on game day, it was official. Caitlin Clark would not play in the All-Star game. Cue the chaos. Fans online were fuming. Some felt misled, saying they bought tickets and tuned in expecting to see her play. Others were concerned, asking if the WNBA was pushing her too hard. And then there were the trolls, of course, already calling her overrated before the game even started. But here's the thing. Her absence completely shifted the vibe of the game. Her team had no floor general, no one to draw defenders, no one to create shots. The chemistry? Non-existent. The energy? Flat. It felt like a group of strangers playing pickup against a unit that actually wanted to win. And let's be real. Team Clark without Clark? That's like Beyoncé skipping a Destiny's Child reunion. The whole point is kinda gone. Even the broadcast team danced around it. Lots of, we hope she heals up quickly, and her impact on the league can't be overstated, but you could tell, everyone was disappointed. This was supposed to be her night. Instead, it felt like she was a spectator at her own party. And while nobody can blame her for sitting out, injuries happen, it just made the blowout loss even worse. Because now, the narrative is this. Without Caitlin, her team crumbled. Which, honestly, might be true. You already know how this goes. The second the final buzzer hit and Team Clark was left in the dust, the internet went full savage mode. And trust, it didn't matter that Caitlin Clark didn't even play. Her name was trending within minutes, not because she lit up the scoreboard, but because her team, with her face plastered all over it, just got smoked on national TV. Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, absolutely ruthless. One post read, LMAOOOO. Team Clark without Clark is just 5 randoms in matching jerseys. Another one said, the league hyped her up all year for this? And the most brutal one? Caitlin Clark skipped the game to avoid getting exposed. Smart move, TBH. Now, is that fair? Not really. But this is social media. Fair left the building a long time ago. People weren't just clowning the team. They were questioning everything. Is the league too obsessed with one player? Was this all-star setup just a PR stunt? Did the veterans intentionally humble her squad? Oh, and TikTok. Don't even get us started. Clips of the final score, Caitlin sitting courtside, and reactions from other players were edited with dramatic music, text overlays like, not her team getting cooked like this, and racked up millions of views in hours. And even though Caitlin was injured and technically couldn't play, that didn't stop the narrative from forming. She ghosted her own All-Star game. Some fans defended her, saying she's been playing non-stop all season, taking hits every game and deserved the rest. But the trolls weren't having it. To them, this was the moment they'd been waiting for, to say, "See? Told you she was overhyped." It's wild when you think about it. One of the biggest trending sports topics of the night was about someone who didn't even touch the court. But when you're Caitlin Clark, that's the deal. You don't have to play to dominate the headlines. You just have to exist. And unfortunately this time, the headlines weren't in her favor. Because while the All-Star Game was supposed to be lighthearted, fun, and full of love for the league's biggest names, this felt different. Like, really different. Team Collier didn't treat it like a charity game. They came out locked in, focused, sharp, almost like they had something to prove. And suddenly fans were asking, was this a message? Was Team Collier trying to humble Caitlin Clark? Now, nobody's saying it out loud, but there's been tension simmering all season. Some vets reportedly aren't thrilled with how fast Clark got the spotlight. Rookie deals, endorsements, sold-out arenas. She skipped the line and the league let her. So when Team Clark, her team, got rolled by nearly 20 points in front of the world, some folks were low-key cheering, not for the game but for the shift. Like, see? The league doesn't revolve around Caitlin. And let's talk about the WNBA itself for a second, because they've been riding the Caitlin Clark wave since she entered the league. Every promo, every broadcast, every storyline has her name front and center. But now, people are asking, did they put too much on her too soon? She's a rookie, y'all. Still learning, still adjusting. She's been playing non-stop since college, dealing with constant media attention, physical play, even groin injuries. It's a lot. And this all-star disaster, it exposed what happens when everything is built around one player, who, by the way, couldn't even play. Without Clark, the team had no leadership, no identity. It was awkward, flat, lost. And that says more about the system than it does about Caitlin. Maybe it's time for the league to balance the hype, share the spotlight, support the whole cast, not just the breakout star. Because this game, it wasn't just a loss on the scoreboard. It was a reality check for the WNBA and for Caitlin's team. So now the question on everyone's mind is, what now? Because let's be real, this all-star game might have been just for fun. But the fallout? Oh, it's real. Caitlin Clark didn't even play and still ended up being the main character, again. But this time, it wasn't for breaking records or hitting logo threes. It was for a team collapse, a social media frenzy, and a spotlight that suddenly felt way too heavy. So, where does she go from here? Well, first, she's got to heal. The groin injury that sidelined her isn't something to brush off, and if the WNBA wants her around long-term, they better not rush her back. But more importantly, Clark's going to have to respond. Not with tweets, not with interviews, with games, with leadership, with bounce-back energy. Because whether it's fair or not, this all-star mess just shifted the narrative. She's no longer just the media darling or the fan favorite. Now, she's the player everyone's watching closely, waiting to see if she can live up to the hype after the storm. And let's not forget the WNBA's role in all this. They hitched their wagon to Caitlin hard this season. TV deals, viewership spikes, merchandise numbers, it's all been Caitlin-fueled. But now the league has to ask itself, is the foundation strong enough without her? Because if one player being out can lead to a total brand collapse in the biggest game of the year, that's not a Caitlin problem. That's a league problem. Bottom line, this isn't just about a game. It's about pressure, image, legacy, and how one absent player still managed to dominate the entire weekend. So, what do y'all think? Was this just an unlucky night without Caitlin? Or did the WNBA's Golden Girl just get her first dose of real league politics? Let us know in the comments.